Hi friends, my name's Sophie and welcome to your practice. Today we're doing a deep stretch, slow flow. So we're going to stay close to the ground. We're going to be stretching deeply into our muscles. So this is perfect for those days when you feel tense or tight or stiff and you want to just feel nice and loose afterwards. It's going to be very relaxing. So let's get started right away in tabletop. From tabletop, we'll make our way into puppy pose. So you'll simply walk your hands forward and put your forehead down to the earth. Stretch your fingertips as far forward as you can. Stay on the palms of the hands for what we're doing today. And then walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Put your left hand on top of your right hand. So you're stretching into the left side body. Deep breaths. Walk your hands back to center. And then over to the left side, right hand on top of left hand. One more deep breath. Walk the hands back to center and slide them back up into table. Take a moment to reset and then round your spine for cat. Within cat pose, you can take little side bends here if it feels good, or just stay in cat. And then make your way back into neutral. And extend your right leg back behind you. Keep the toes tucked. Press back through your right heel. You'll feel a stretch in your calves, in your right calf muscles. And then shift forward, lift your right leg up, and step your right foot outside of your right hand. Come into lizard. Take a moment to wiggle into lizard. Untuck your back toes. Push down into the top of the back foot to engage the back leg. And then come up onto your fingertips if you're not there already. Find stillness. Open up the heart. Inhale. Exhale, shift back into a wide angle half splits. Again, shift forward back into lizard. And then back in half split. So we're kind of warming up the body for deeper stretching. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, go back. Now stay here. Right foot is flexed. And if you want more, walk the fingertips forward. Stay on your fingertips as you anchor back through your right hip. So it's like you're being stretched in two different directions. Crown of the head forward, hips back. Pelvis tilting forward. Shift back into lizard. Lift your right arm up to the sky. Bring your right fingertips behind your head and open as much as you can. Push down into your back foot and find that rotation coming. The twist comes right from the base of the spine like a coil going upwards towards the crown of the head. And then reach your right arm up, bend your back knee, grab onto your foot or skip it. And if you want an extra stretch here, if you need one, flex your foot and grab onto the sole of the foot. Maybe even like interlace your fingers with your toes. Feels kind of weird. That should bring the stretch even further up your quad, all the way up into your hip flexors. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release the foot down to the ground and then put your forearms down on the ground. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. So kind of more of an active stretch here. Push down into the bottom of your right foot. Feel free to kind of wiggle around. I always like to find a little bit of dynamic movement. Doesn't have to be rigid. And we'll come up onto the hands. Set the back knee down and step back into tabletop. Wiggle the hips around. Make some circles. Then extend your left leg back, press back through your left heel. Press down into the palms of the hands and the insides of the knuckles as well. Find your breath. And lift your left leg up. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Slide your back leg as far back as you can. Untuck the toes. And again, take a moment to arrive and settle. We don't want to just jar the body into any position. We want to ease our way into it. Now rise up onto your fingertips. Open up the heart. Inhale. Exhale, shift back, half splits. Kind of a wide angle half split. Shift forward. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, shift forward, lizard. Exhale, go back, and we'll stay here. Keep the left toes flexed as much as you can. And you might stay if this feels like a lot, especially if it's like really early in the morning or that's when you're a little tighter. Or maybe you crawl the fingertips forward as you pin your left hip back. One more breath in this shape. Shift back into lizard. And plant down through your right hand, push down to the top of the back foot, and lift your left arm up. You can kind of let that left knee open more to the left. Put your left fingertips behind your head. Push down to the back foot again and keep twisting. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Bend your back knee, grab onto your foot. Maybe you even flex the foot. You don't always have to go to the extreme. Again, listen to your body. Do what feels good for you. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Come down onto your forearms. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Push down into the sole of your left foot and the ball mound for one more breath. And rise back up onto your hands. Set your back knee down and gently step back into table. And then tuck your toes, sit back on your heels for toes pose. Reach your arms up. Interlace your hands. Lift the palms up. Keep the thumbs together. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Inhale, lift up and open the front body. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lift up. One more time. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And then release your arms down and behind you, interlace and open up the chest. You can stay here, or you can bring your forehead down to the earth and then roll onto the top of the head, the crown of the head, and take the arms overhead even more. Keep rolling onto the top of the head. Slowly roll back onto the forehead if you're down and come all the way up. And release your arms and put your hands down onto the ground for a table. And then retuck the toes, downward facing dog, lift your hips, let your head hang, shake it out. Lift and lower your heels a few times. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Lengthen the spine. And then fold. Grab onto your big toes, pull your elbows apart, fold in half. Then release the toes. Bend the knees a little bit, or bend the knees a good amount. And the feet are as wide as the mat. Then take your right arm, bring it underneath your right leg, all the way around to your lower back. Take your left arm around and clasp hands for a full bind. And then start to straighten out your legs as you twist to your left. So like you're looking to your left shoulder's opening. And you should feel a stretch, hopefully, in the right shoulder blade, the muscles kind of like on the inner right shoulder blade. Rhomboids, particularly. Gently release the arms, bend your knees again, and we'll do the other side. So you want to bend your knees pretty generously so you can get your left shoulder under your left leg, around, take your right arm around, clasp hands, and straighten the legs. So straightening that left leg will start to create that traction so you can feel the stretch on the inner left shoulder blade. And if you're not feeling it, that's okay too. No big deal. Then release the hands back down to the ground. Bring your feet to hip distance and lift up halfway, flat back. Step your left foot back behind you. So it's going to be off the mat because you're at the back of the mat. And then cross the left foot over to the right side. So it's kind of near like the back right corner of the mat. From there, fold. You should feel a stretch in your right calf or all the way up the right side of the right leg. Spread the toes on the right foot. Lift through the inner arch of the right foot. Bring your feet back together. Step your right foot straight back behind you. And then over to the left side. And fold over your left leg. Bring the right foot back to meet the left foot and lift up halfway and walk your hands all the way out to plank and lower yourself down to the ground. Use your knees if you'd like. Take your fingertips out wide and lift your chest up for a big cobra on your fingertips. Inhale and exhale, lower down to the ground. And then take your left arm, weave it underneath of you to the right side. Okay, and then bring your right knee up and out to the right, kind of like you're laying in bed at night with your knee up. Then bring your palms together and then open the right arm all the way open to the right. So this brings you into a supine twist. We're just kind of coming into it from a prone position. So we came into it from our belly instead of our back. You can grab onto the right knee with the left hand if you want. Notice if there's any areas where you're kind of tensing. I just noticed my left glute was engaged. So relax any of those areas. It's interesting to notice where you're kind of unconsciously holding. Bring your right hand back to meet your left hand, and then slide your right leg back and come back onto your hands facing down. Now slide your right arm over to the left side. Swing your left leg kind of up like you're laying in bed at night. Bring your palms together and then open your left arm gently and slowly all the way open to the left side. You can put your right hand on your left knee if you want. One more breath. Bring your left arm back around. Slide your left leg back. Come back onto your palms. Press yourself back up into table. And then downward facing dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Bring your feet wider than the mat and then a little closer to your hands. So it's basically like you're in a wide-legged forward fold. And with your left hand, grab onto your right outer ankle and then lift your right arm up to the sky. Bring your hands back. Right hand grabs onto left outer ankle. Lift your left arm up. And bring your hands back down to the ground. And bring your feet back into a normal down dog position. And walk your feet up to your hands. Lift up halfway. Step your left foot back into low lunge. Put your back knee down on the ground. Reach your arms up. Then bring your right fingertips to the ground on the right side if you can, and take your left arm up and over. If the fingertips don't reach, they can just float. It's a big side bend through the left side body. Can you anchor your right hip back a little more so your hips are squared forward? And reach your arms up and take a little back bend if it feels okay. And then bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee and straighten out your right leg. Bring your back foot up and in for pyramid pose. Lengthen and fold. For today's pyramid, if you want to walk your hands forward, you might do that to get a better stretch. Crawl the fingertips forward. And then lift up halfway, look forward, and step to the front of the mat. Stay lifted halfway. Step your right foot back into low lunge. Put your back knee down. Reach your arms up. Bring your left hand down to the ground. You're taking a side bend to the left. Again, you can just float your left arm. Anchor back through your left hip. So it's like you're trying to drag your left heel back. Reach your arms up. Maybe a little back bend. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Lift the back knee. Straighten your left leg. And step your back foot up and in for pyramid. Lengthen and fold. And perhaps you crawl the fingertips forward. If you're really looking forward, try to relax the head a bit. Now look forward again and step to the front of the mat. Lengthen the spine and then sit all the way down into a seat. So we're going to bend the left knee and bring it in like so. Foot goes into the inner right thigh. Then bend your right knee so the right foot is flat onto the ground. Take your right arm, bring it underneath your right leg, or I guess in front of your right leg, and then underneath. So you're kind of taking a half bind. So can you bring your right hand behind you towards your lower back or towards your hip? Still have your chest open. Take your left arm up, twist open, and then bring your left arm behind you if you want for a full bind. And if the bind's not happening for you, then you can also just like split your arms. Right arm down to the ground by the foot, left arm up. Take a couple breaths. We'll open the arms back up. And then bring the hands to heart center. Now with your right hand, grab onto your right heel, and lift that leg up. Now, you can use your left hand, put it on top of your right foot, to put your leg on your shoulder like a backpack strap. Put your right fingertips onto the ground. You might stay here, or if your body feels warm enough, you can start to straighten the leg out a little bit to the right. But if you're still feeling pretty tight in the hamstrings, then I would just stay with the knee bent. So we're in compass pose. Slowly bend the knee. We're going to bring the right leg into rock the baby. So you're going to put the right foot inside the left eye of the elbow, and then wrap the right arm around and clasp hands and rock side to side like this. So when we were just in compass, if you felt anything uncomfortable in your back or didn't feel right for your body, then again, modify for the next side. This is a pretty short class, and compass is a pretty intense pose. So listen to your body. Very, very important. Okay, we're going to just put that foot down onto the ground, sit tall. Other side. Right leg goes into bends so that the foot goes on the side of the left inner thigh. And then left knee bends out to the left. Okay, then take your left arm, bring it underneath, or if you're skipping the bind, then you can just split the arms open. Take your right arm up, open, and then bring it around. Clasp, open the chest. One more deep breath. You might feel a stretch in your QL muscles. Those muscles are on your lower back, kind of on the sides. And then we'll open the arms back up if they're not there already, and bring the hands to the heart. Then take your left hand, bring it inside of your, underneath of your left heel. Put your right hand on top of your left foot, and put your leg on your shoulder like a backpack strap. Put your left hand down on the ground. Stay here or start to straighten for compass. And if you're in compass, rebend the knee. And we'll take that leg into rock the baby. It's a nice hip stretch. Okay, bring the leg down on top of the left leg on top of the right leg. We'll go right into double pigeon. So stack those legs on top of each other. Try to flex the feet if you can. Now, if your leg is like up here and you're not feeling comfortable, all you do is you take that top leg and bring it in front, basically a cross-legged position. You can stay upright. You could push down into the thighs, or you can also continue to push down into the thighs and then go forward and put the forearms down. Maybe put the hands down. It's different for everybody, so pay attention to your body and then figure out what is going to serve you. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Walk the hands back up. And switch legs. So I call it double pigeon. Some people call this fire log pose. Sit tall. You can push down to the thighs. Again, do that modification if you did before or if you need to on this side. And then walk the hands forward or stay upright. Maybe hands down or forearms down. Let's take 2 more breaths. Walk the hands back up. Bring your hands behind you. Unwind the legs. Take your feet wide. And drop your left knee in towards the center. You might feel a really nice stretch up here on the outer kind of front hip. We're internally rotating the leg. And switch sides. Drop the right knee down. Notice how that feels. And then bring that knee up. And take the legs straight out in front of you. Reach the arms up. Flex your feet. And fold forward. Go inwards. Tap in. Tune in. That's what I love about this fold. It's very introspective. From here, slowly rise all the way up. Put your hands behind you. Flex and point your feet a few times, just to get those ankles, give those ankles a little love. And then bring your hands behind you. You can do reverse table or reverse plank. For reverse plank, you're going to follow my lead, point your toes, and lift your hips. For reverse, this is reverse plank. For reverse table, bend your knees. Have your feet flat and lift up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. And we'll cross the legs or sit in any comfortable position for you. Sit tall. Rest the hands on the thighs. Close the eyes. Soften the tips of your shoulders. Feel yourself rooted into the ground through your seat. Observe the quality of your being right here, right now. How does your body feel? And in turn, how does your mind feel? How does your mind respond to feeling more open in the body? It's all connected. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold for 7. And breathe out for 8 on your own. We'll just do a couple rounds to finish. Do 3 rounds total. After 3 rounds, let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Soft and smooth, effortless. This feeling right here, this is your true self. Remember it. Bring your palms together at your heart. And let's bow together in gratitude for this practice. Thank you. If you enjoyed it, let me know when you're ready below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button so we can continue practicing together. I've got all sorts of movement classes on my channel. I'll see you next time.